Space exploration brings out the best in us, and when it comes to space exploration or anything related to space, we can't help ourselves without mentioning the two most amazing companies which have drastically affected the shape of today's space exploration era. Yes, you are right if you're thinking about SpaceX and NASA. Their partnership has always been appreciated by everyone, as they never miss to grab the headline as and when something happens in the space area. Likewise, this time too, their recent discovery on Neptune is catching the headlines. Excited to know about it? Then like the video and stay tuned till the end. Welcome back to Elon Musk Planet. Get the latest Elon Musk news by subscribing and turning on your notifications. Also, leave a thumbs up to show your love. Having said that, here we go. Humans have always looked at the heavens and wondered about the nature of the objects seen in the night sky. But with the amazing and vast development of rockets and the advances in electronics and other technologies in the 20th century, it became possible to send machines and animals and then people above Earth's atmosphere into outer space. All of these activities, discovery, scientific understanding, and the application of that understanding to serve human purposes, are elements of space exploration. Space exploration, investigation by means of crewed and uncrewed spacecraft of the reaches of the universe beyond Earth's atmosphere, and the use of the information gained to increase knowledge of the cosmos and benefit humanity. And a major part which helped in space exploration is Voyager. Voyager, either of a pair of robotic US interplanetary probes launched to observe and to transmit information to Earth about the giant planets of the outer solar system and the farthest reaches of the Sun's sphere of influence. The twin probes, each carrying 10 instruments, provided a wealth of new information about interplanetary space and the four giant gas planets and their moons. Voyager 2 was launched first on August 20th, 1977. Voyager 1 followed some 2 weeks later on September 5th. The twin spacecraft mission took advantage of a rare orbital positioning of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune that permitted a multi-planet tour with a relatively low fuel requirements and flight time. Voyager 1 swung by Jupiter on March 5, 1979, and then headed for Saturn, which it reached on November 12, 1980. It then adopted a trajectory to take it out of the solar system. Voyager 2 traveled more slowly and on a longer trajectory than its partner. It sped by Jupiter on July 9, 1979, and passed Saturn on August 25, 1981. It then flew past Uranus on January 24, 1986, and Neptune on August 25, 1989. Before being hurled toward interstellar space. Voyager 2 is the only spacecraft to have visited the latter two planets. But what it discovered on Neptune was mind-blowing. Before jumping to that, allow us to tell you some facts about Neptune. Dark, cold, and whipped by supersonic winds, ice giant Neptune is the 8th and most distant planet in our solar system, more than 30 times as far from the Sun as Earth. Neptune is the only planet in our solar system not visible to the naked eye. The planet Neptune, now considered by most astronomers to be the outermost major planet in our solar system, was discovered using mathematics. Johann Gottfried Galle, Urbain Jean-Joseph Le Verrier, and John Couch Adams all worked independently to help discover this world in 1846. In 2011, Neptune completed its first 165-year orbit since its discovery in 1846. With a radius of 15,299.4 miles, 24,622 kilometers, Neptune is about 4 times wider than Earth. If Earth were the size of a nickel, Neptune would be about as big as a baseball. 30 years ago, NASA's Voyager 2 mission flew by Neptune, capturing the first close-up images of the blue gas giants. Before this, the 8th planet in our solar system was only known as a fuzzy dot in the distance. And the end of Voyager 2's planetary tour on August 25, 1989, concluded with a dazzling display of Neptune and its moon, Triton. The images and scientific data returned by Voyager 2 would change our understanding of the solar system. Voyager 2 is the only spacecraft to visit the outer planets of Neptune and Uranus. But today, our center of focus is Neptune. The spacecraft then made it to Neptune, reaching the closest point on August 25, 1989. It skimmed about 3,000 miles from the top of the planet's atmosphere, and spotted 5 new moons, as well as 4 rings around the planets. But what amazes everyone is the next discovery. When NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft flew by Neptune in 1989, it observed large, dark storms inhabiting the distant planet's atmosphere. Since then, scientists have monitored Neptune using the Hubble Space Telescope and seen new storms develop. The planet's anticyclones, like this dark storm, pull up dark material from the deeper in Neptune's atmosphere as they spin, carried along by 3 wind jets circling the planet. 1 going west at the equator and 2 going east near each of the poles. Neptune's powerful winds are the fastest ever detected in the solar system and can reach supersonic speeds. Careful tracking by Hubble can help reveal how common the storms are, as well as what's going on further down. But let me tell you something. The birth of a great dark spot is not only a mysterious feature that the blue giant planet Neptune have. Yes, you heard it right, there's something strange going inside Neptune. Apart from the Great Dark Storm, scientists were also perplexed by another issue. Voyager 2 revealed that Neptune is warmer than Uranus, despite being farther from the Sun. As physicist Brian Cox discussed in his BBC documentary, The Planets, the source of this extra heat remains a mystery. But does that mean we have a double puzzle on our hands, and can one mystery help to explain the other in some way? We can only measure temperatures in the outermost layers, said Michael Wong, a planetary scientist at the University of California, Berkeley, via email. In doing so, we find that Neptune isn't actually hotter than Uranus in real terms. They're essentially at the same temperature, but since Neptune receives less solar illumination because it's farther from the Earth, this shouldn't be the case. Then from where the heat is coming from? The extra heat source on Neptune is largely due to gravitational contraction, said Joshua Tollefson, also of the University of California, Berkeley. As the planet slowly gravitationally contracts, the material falling inward changes its potential energy into thermal energy, which is then released upwards out of the planet. Yet there is no clear reason why Uranus does not have much of an internal heat source, or any at all. Something must have stunted this process on Uranus, perhaps due to a collision in its early history that knocked the planet on its side, said Tollefson. The question becomes, why does Neptune have an internal heat source but Uranus does not? It could also be an issue of Uranus being an old-timer and Neptune being a younger pup. How much heat a planet radiates depends mostly on how old it is, and how quickly or slowly it releases the heat, said Amy Simon, a NASA senior scientist for planetary atmosphere research. There can be so many possibilities and so many ifs and buts. The truth is that, till now, no one is able to solve the Neptune mystery. In this situation, scientists think that we can surely take help from one of the greatest space enthusiasts, Elon Musk. Want to know how? For scientists, there are always more questions than answers, and there are always many more missions they want to fly than funds available to fly them. Just as we're learning that the solar system holds far more secrets than we might have imagined, which makes our inability to fly out there and unlock them especially frustrating. Some planetary scientists have started warming to the idea that SpaceX's new Starship rocket, with its unprecedented lift capabilities and potentially paradigm-shattering low costs, could open up the solar system to a new era of exploration. With Starship, by contrast, NASA might land a cache of scientific payloads the size of a single-story unfurnished house. You can really take advantage of the Starship architecture and get to the outer solar system in ways we haven't thought about before, Heldman said. It could provide a revolutionary new way of exploring these worlds. SpaceX and its founder, Elon Musk, view Starship as the key rocket to take humans to Mars and eventually build a self-sustaining settlement there. But such a vehicle would have myriad other uses for science, exploration, and defense purposes. Space exploration and scientific discoveries require long-term public support and investment. Humans may even have a moral obligation to explore the cosmos. NASA is also vastly larger, spending tens of billions of dollars every year on hundreds of major projects, while SpaceX spends millions of dollars on a select few. All we can say is that when government agencies like NASA and private companies like SpaceX work together, everyone wins. What do you think about this? Tell us in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to show your love. See you in the next video. Until then, peace.